Hey, it's Matthew Todd and welcome to Lesson 1. I'm excited to have you here and hope you're excited to be here too. Now, as we know, test-driven development is a valuable practice. It's something that I think most developers would say they should be doing more of, but it's not always an easy thing to do. It's not always easy to get right. But don't worry, throughout this training we're going to cover strategies, principles and techniques that you can take into your day-to-day development that are going to make taking a test-driven approach much easier. And it doesn't matter whether you're a solo developer working by yourself on a project, whether you're working as part of a development team, or part of a set of development teams in a larger organisation. These strategies are going to apply to you no matter what size of project you're working on. In this module, we're going to cover the basics of TDD, and I'd like you to consider this to be the foundations, and we're going to be building on top of these foundations as we cover more advanced strategies in the upcoming modules. As you work through this course, there are a couple of things I'd like you to bear in mind. The first is this is an action-focused course, so there are going to be a number of exercises for you to complete. Some of these are coding-based as well, and please do take the time to complete these. You have lifetime access to this course, so there's no rush. Don't feel you have to rush your way through them to get onto the next video. I will also be personally reviewing your answers to these exercises, your solutions, and giving you direct feedback. I find that when I deliver courses like this in person, it's this direct feedback that allows you to tweak your technique that really provides the most value, and I'd like to be able to do the same with this online material as well. If you do have any questions as we work through this course, then please do use the private Facebook group that's set up for this course, or if you want to email me instead, then you can email me at matt@fluent.software. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you've got. In the next video, we're going to talk about defining TDD and talk about some common misconceptions people have about test-driven development. But for now, what I'd like you to do is think about the context in which you've tried to apply test-driven development, or even perhaps just unit testing, before in the past. So for your first action, what I'd like you to do is create a list, like 3 to 5 instances in length, of the times where you've tried to take a test-driven approach, or if you've not got that much experience, maybe even just an experience with unit testing. So, like I say, 3 to 5 instances where you've tried to apply testing and you found it not to work as well as you expected. It's not giving you the value that you'd hoped for. And perhaps this is due to it taking longer than you'd hoped, perhaps you found the code difficult to test, or perhaps you just didn't feel it was a worthwhile exercise. But create a list of the times where testing hasn't worked so well for you. Okay, and now you've done this, I'd like to create a second list, again try and keep it at 3 to 5 items in length, of the times where taking a test-driven approach, or even just unit testing like I say, has given you value, has provided a benefit to you. Maybe you felt it gave you more confidence in your code that you were delivering to test or deploying to production, depending on your workflow. Maybe it picked up some defects that otherwise would have been found later. But like I say, try and create a list 3 to 5 items in length of the times that testing has worked well for you. And the reason I'd like you to do this is as you progress through this course, I'd like you to have this context kind of at the front of your mind. Always find having context, thinking about the times you tried to apply these things in the past, is always a useful exercise. So as we discuss different strategies and techniques, you can compare this to your own experience, and perhaps you'll see some of the times testing hasn't worked well for you, some of these strategies could have helped you with, or perhaps the times that have worked well for you in the past, you'll see some similarities between what you've been doing there and the strategies that we talk about. But perhaps you didn't realise that's what you were actually doing at the time. Okay, so I'll leave you with those actions, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.